thanks for bringing that up. I'm not trying to be full of myself, believe me, although it's a Jesuit gift. But I knew her very well. I organized for Mother Teresa to speak to various governors around the United States, to intervene, to save the lives of people on death row. We saved several lives. And we corresponded a lot. We talked regularly on the telephone. When I was in prison with Philip Barron, facing 20 years in prison for hammering out a nuclear weapon, she just wrote me the most amazing letters and was saying she was coming to visit me. So I think, contrary to what the public perception of her is, that she supported, as I do, Cardinal Bernardine's vision of a consistent life, a consistent ethic of life, like the consistent ethic of nonviolence. She's portrayed in the media so crazy, like this one-issue stuff. The culture wants to divide us, especially good church people. Whatever, or religious people. They want us fighting and separated, or just they're saying, we are telling you, and what I'm saying is they use Mother Teresa, what is moral and what is sinful. In fact, what it means to be church or Christian or human. Therefore, you concentrate on only this one issue, and we'll handle the rest. And we go right along with it. So while I'm completely against abortion, I'm saying we cannot pick one issue, and actually I disagree with that as a methodology, I don't think that's working. We're going to destroy the planet. I think we're really headed that way. And while we're against abortion, you cannot say, I'm for life, and support the killing of children in Baghdad. Or all the Catholics at Los Alamos are pro-life. And they're building nuclear weapons to destroy God's creation in 15 minutes. There's a radical disconnect here. Now, I'm not saying this. Cardinal Bernardine's the one who's outlined it. And it's actually the official Catholic social teaching and what the popes have been saying, all the last 4 or 5 popes. So I just invite you, I know a lot of people probably disagree with me on that, just to unpack what is this spirituality of nonviolence. And if you disagree with me, totally fine. And you disagree even with Mother Teresa or whatever, the real ultimate person for the Christian is to take your question and all these questions to the nonviolent Jesus. What did he do? What would he have us do? How did he live in this world of violence where death was happening all over? In any case, however we talk about how you want to, I hear you actually speaking about tactic and strategy. These are important questions. I do think that the world is using death as a social methodology. We bring death everywhere. And this person's message is about life and having nothing to do with death. And, I love the poet Edna St. Vincent Millay. Did you ever study her? She's incredible. From the 1920s. She has that poem that begins, I shall die, but that is all I shall do for death. That sums up in a sense everything I'm trying to say. Gandhi uses the word nonviolence. And Mother Teresa, she had my book. She knew what I was doing. And her best friend was a good friend of mine, Eileen Egan's, who founded Pax Christi. So we have to get through the culture which is trying to divide us. And if you're not in any religious community, we're dividing all the movements. We have to get together. Make the connections on the issues with one another. Become people of nonviolence. In whatever way we are called to work for the world. Do it nonviolently and try to see that everybody is now involved, if Dr. King is true. Those are just some reflections, and we can keep talking about that if you want. Another comment or two. Or have we resolved everything? Yes. Why don't you stand and give us your name and keep going. Okay. All of it.
Do you feel like we as a society focus on the symptoms of these are all symptoms, and that if we were focusing on the preventative things, that we wouldn't have all of these symptoms?
So, for example, what would you suggest? What would that be?
Even if you look at the abortion issue that was just raised, it seems like we concentrate on the law and not allowing abortions, but why do they happen? Why are women getting pregnant in the first place? Why are all of these things happening in our society? And if we put a lot of effort on solving those kinds of issues, then things would kind of take care of themselves.
I think so. I think it's abortion is very much connected to the culture of violence. That's why I mentioned New Mexico. I was talking about this with friends over dinner. I mean, the kids in my parishes were desperate to go to Iraq because it was the only way out of the place. And then they were, coming back and suicidal or violent. But if you live 50 miles away from building nuclear weapons, who cares? I mean, it's all violence, every which way. That's why I think it's all connected. No, this country doesn't teach us to be reflective. It doesn't ask, what does it mean to be a human being? Much less, what does it mean to be a citizen in a true non-violent democracy? Which means, about educating the planet, or to be a global citizen in such a moment. We're headed toward 10 billion people, global warming, 100 wars in 25, 30, 40 years. That's what people are saying, as there's no more water, no more food. But we never told about that. And we go right along being people of the media, and we numb ourselves and we're despair. And we're told there's nothing you can do. And we believe it. That is not of God, and it's not true. Everyone in this room, we have the power to change the whole planet. That's the way Gandhi and Dr. King. So yes, we never look at the root causes of anything. Ultimately, the cause of all terrorism and war, ISIS and abortion and global warming, everything is poverty, and starvation, and no money, and disease. And that's what Gandhi said long ago. He could see the end of the planet coming. So what are we going to do about it? What I'm proposing tonight is not only as trying to be people of conscience, maybe decent citizens, dare I say, a reflective human being, stepping back and going, wow, look at this mess. And I see it's in me. I'm violent too. What's going on? I'm proposing even the spiritual life invites us to an entire new life of nonviolence. And we ask, who is this God? And that, just reflect with you a little bit. Gandhi said, that's why I mentioned the love your enemies thing for Christians. If it's true what Jesus said, then God is nonviolent. And that's the scandal of Christianity. Well, is your God violent or nonviolent? I would say, if we're honest, everybody in this room deep down thinks God is, or we were raised to think, God is a mean old man who can't wait to throw you in hell. Or certainly we hope them. A violent God. And Gandhi said we have to reimagine the nonviolence of God. Begin to worship a God of love and peace. Then we'll discover what it means to be human, to be a person of peace and nonviolence. Then we're on a journey where we're reflecting and changing the entire way we live and trying to create communities that get at the roots of our violence. That's why I'd say that the real question, not just the churches, the Mormons, the Buddhists, Jews, Muslims, everybody in Utah, should return to the spiritual roots of nonviolence. Everybody, in whatever capacity of life you're in here in Salt Lake City, has to try to be part of disarming Salt Lake City and Utah to make it a community of nonviolence. The media, politicians, teachers, business people, everybody's got a role to play. That's our only hope. And it means really